Greetings, I'm Barbara, and I'm 36 years old. Coming from a pretty small family, being part of a big celebration like this was totally new to me when I married Grack. The atmosphere was lively, filled with music, laughter, and lots of chatter from Grack's big family. It was my first time being in such a huge gathering. Unlike me, Grack had a really large family. They were having a great time with a family reunion, and there were at least 220 people there. It was a chance for us to meet relatives we hadn't seen in a while, enjoy some delicious food, and soak up the festive vibes. But things took an unexpected turn for me that night, turning what should have been a happy occasion into a bit of a nightmare. Despite the initial hope for happiness and celebration, the atmosphere turned sour when I encountered my disagreeable and disrespectful mother-in-law. She seemed determined to belittle and mock me, driven by the mistaken belief that I couldn't have children. Little did she realize, her assumptions were completely off the mark. Disclosing the truth wasn't something I could do in that moment. You see, my journey to becoming a mother had been anything but easy. A path filled with medical appointments, emotional ups and downs, and shattered expectations. What made it even more difficult was having Karen, who should have been a pillar of support, continually teasing and ridiculing my perceived inability to conceive. Approaching me at the event, she said, "Barbara, my dear, you're still not expecting. Maybe you should speed up the process. Time is running out. Oh, you're infertile. What a shame. I truly wish my son had married someone capable of having a baby." Her words took me by surprise. How could someone be so boldly impolite and hurtful? I felt my face flush, completely shocked by the astonishing disclosure I had just heard. There was no choice but to seek clarification, leading me to ask her to repeat herself. "Excuse me, could you please say that again? The loud music might be drowning out your words. Just give me a moment." Adding to the discomfort of my situation, this woman exceeded the usual social boundaries. Amidst this grand gathering, Karen made her way to the DJ and got his approval to take over the microphone. Suddenly, everyone's gaze shifted to her, and a deep sense of unease enveloped me as I anticipated the upcoming developments. "Can I have everyone's attention, please?" All eyes turned to her, and a sinking feeling settled in as I braced myself for the forthcoming revelation. Some of you may know Barbara, Grack's wife. I hadn't planned to take this route initially, but I view it as a valuable chance to learn, not just for her but for all of us here. After all, we're like one big family, right? Sensing the ominous tones, my husband Grack, somewhere in the distance, started making his way toward the DJ booth. He was well aware of his mother's tendencies, knowing she wasn't about to say anything positive about me. Unfortunately, he was too far away to step in promptly. "Shift your attention to Barbara and you'll see she isn't expecting a baby. It's genuinely surprising, considering her 8-year marriage to Grack. But it's not her fault. I presume she's dealing with fertility challenges. Mom, that's enough." Despite Grack's strong objection, his unassisted voice struggled against the powerful microphone his mother controlled. Undeterred, she persisted. "Grack, don't worry. This is a chance for personal development. Barbara, I understand that confronting the truth can be tough, but it's essential. The fact is, you're grappling with infertility and it's affecting everyone's time here. We're not getting any younger, and I'm excited about having grandchildren. Maybe it's time for both of you to look into alternatives like surrogacy or even think about a different direction, such as divorce. There you go, it's all laid out." My face now rivaled the hue of the tomato dishes surrounding us, with numerous eyes fixed on me. "Barbara, I'm not jesting. It's essential to genuinely address this infertility issue. Ignoring it is selfish and embarrassing. I've made my desire for grandchildren clear." Fortunately, Grack intervened, finally reaching her side and putting an end to the ordeal. I found myself completely motionless, as if trapped in an icy grip. It seemed as if a myriad of gazes, maybe 250 pairs, were locked onto me at the same time. All I longed for was the earth to unfold beneath me and swallow me whole. The feeling of shame was all-encompassing. Despite Grack's intervention, the harm proved irreparable. Some looked at me with scorn, while others conveyed empathy. Yet a substantial portion appeared to partake in my embarrassment, experiencing it vicariously. Being someone who recoils from pity, this proved to be the most unsettling emotion to confront. I was seized by a deep feeling of powerlessness. Typically vocal, I discovered myself incapable of expressing myself in the midst of this observant audience. The DJ tried to salvage the festivities and downplay the uncomfortable incident, but the damage was already inflicted. While some went back to their routines, I was aware that rumors were spreading, and this would be a focal point in family conversations for weeks to come. Reacting as most people would in this circumstance, I swiftly withdrew. drowning in a feeling of being unwelcome and unappreciated. The sight of Grack and Karen embroiled in a heated conversation only fueled my need to escape. Taking shelter within the house, I barricaded myself in the closest bathroom, shedding tears that seemed to last for an eternity. A sudden rap on the door shattered my quiet moment, unveiling the presence of my caring spouse, Grack. His response to my watery-eyed, puffy-cheeked state caught me off guard. "After today, I'm cutting ties with that woman," he asserted vehemently. "But Grack, she's your mother," I objected. "True, but she's also a tormentor. You don't deserve that. We can depart this instant if you wish. I stand by you." "No, that would mean surrendering. What did you tell her?" Grack proceeded to narrate how he confronted her for her impudence and discourtesy, questioning why she would unleash such remarks when we were acquainted with only a fraction of the attendees. "I still can't fathom she uttered those words," I whispered. "I know, my love. I let her control you for too long, and I'm sorry it got this bad." As we hugged, tears kept flowing, showing why I care about him so much. When I was a kid, I learned to be tough and hide my tears. But Grack was always there to catch them and make me feel better. Stepping back a bit, I looked into the eyes of the person I love. Warm, brown eyes that reminded me of how much I care. Even with tears, I smiled a bit, trying to hide my embarrassment. "Remember how we first met?" I asked. Grack laughed. "Of course I do. How could I forget that great day?" We both laughed, remembering the time we argued over the last plug in the university library, which led to a deep talk that brought us closer. We swapped numbers, and the rest, as they say, is history. "I love you a lot, Grack," I said. "I adore you, Barbara, more than anything in the world. If you want to leave this dull party, ruined by my mother's foolishness anyway, just tell me. Grack, recall when we got the news?" His nod conveyed a painful acknowledgement. "We were putting in so much effort, and I thought maybe I was the one unable to have children. But finding out it was you who faced infertility was somehow even more challenging for me. I was ready to handle it if it were me. But you're just so wonderful. I never anticipated it to be you. I never wished that for you. I'm deeply sorry." "I get it, darling. It was a hard time for both of us. But we made it through together, and we'll overcome this too." Grack smiled at me, his love clear in his eyes. It dawned on me that we were a team, facing whatever challenges life threw at us. "You should be honest with her," a suggestion came up. "What? I can't do that. I should have been truthful with the family from the start. I had no clue she held this much resentment for us not having kids yet, and to make matters worse, she automatically assumes it's your fault. If I had been honest from the beginning, none of this would have happened." "Don't be too hard on yourself, Grack. You know your mother can be irrational. Even if you had been honest, she likely would have found another way to embarrass me. It's okay, darling. I don't mind if she dislikes me, but I can't bear the thought of her disapproving of you because of your infertility. You know how fixated she is on continuing the family line." "Certainly, that's correct. I mean, she invited an astounding 220 people to this event, which seems quite unreasonable upon reflection. So, no, I won't agree with that. Just stay here for a moment." Before I could inquire about his destination, he loosened his hold on me and exited the bathroom. Still recovering from the embarrassment, I chose to heed his advice and remain where I was. After 16 minutes passed, just as I started worrying that Grack might have made a foolish move, like disclosing our family name or exposing himself to the family, he returned. "Thank goodness. I was afraid you were doing something foolish. I was about to rush out and stop you. You might still attempt it, but I won't allow you." "What do you mean? What have you done?" I couldn't believe my eyes when Grack handed me a pile of papers. "What are these?" "My infertility results and your high fertility results. I printed them out in the library." My heart sank. How could he have taken such a step without informing me? And now he expected me to present them to Karen? I couldn't bring myself to shame him in front of everyone like that. "I can't, Grack. I made it clear I wouldn't do this. I can't just reveal these to her." "But Barbara, she humiliated you in front of everyone. She deserves a reality check. She should feel embarrassed for being so wrong." "I understand, but I simply can't. It wouldn't be fair to you." "I don't mind about that. She's the one who will feel embarrassed. Being unable to have children is nothing to be ashamed of, even though it's looked down upon. There are ways to address it, dear, and I feel prepared to confront these challenges directly. I believe we should explore different methods of starting a family." I glanced up at him, touched by his affection and generosity. How could he be so ready to put himself on the line like this? Furthermore, it seemed like he was prepared to acknowledge his situation and take the necessary actions to address it. It had been a sensitive issue for a while, but as I looked into his caring eyes, I sensed the healing and personal growth that had led him to this moment of understanding and kindness. But Grack, it's not just about that. It's also about the fact that she has never shown me any respect. She hasn't even attempted to understand me, and now she's ridiculing my infertility as if it's some sort. Grack wrapped his arm around me, pulling me in closer. I'm familiar with Barbara, and that's precisely why we need to take a stand. We must show her that we won't tolerate being pushed around any longer. Glancing up at Grack, I felt thankful for his strength and support. Okay, let's go for it. We stepped outside to face the crowd. Fortunately, it seemed like everyone had resumed their celebrations. Little did they know, more chaos was on the horizon. I gave Grack a final reassuring look, and he confirmed his resolve by leading me to the same DJ booth, where I had faced embarrassment not long ago. Taking the mic, Grack gathered everyone's attention. Listen up, everyone. We have something important to share. For the second time during the event, heads turned toward the booming voice from the microphone. Grack continued. Earlier today, my wife was unfairly and rudely attacked for no good reason. Now she wants to share her side of the story. Passing the mic to me, I took a deep breath, realizing all eyes were on me. Scanning the crowd, I locked eyes with Karen, who glared at me with disgust as she made her way toward the booth. Hello, as you may know, I'm Grack's wife and Karen is my mother-in-law. I won't repeat the hurtful words spoken about me, but it's time to set the record straight. Interrupting me, Karen approached the booth. That's enough! Unfazed, my confidence and anger grew. You will not interrupt me. I gave you a chance to speak and now it's my turn. Shocked by my feistiness, Karen fell silent. I continued. I'm tired of her constant rudeness stifling my growth and self-worth. Grack was right. I need to put her in her place. Thank you. As I was saying, I won't repeat the falsehoods, but I'm a lover of truth. If misinformation about my family is being spread, even if it's private, I need to correct it. Facing Karen directly, I asserted, You think I'm unable to conceive, but here's the real truth. Grack is the one with fertility issues. Handing the documents to a shocked Karen, the crowd erupted in murmurs and gasps. I quickly checked on Grack to make sure he was all right. Much to my amazement, not only was he doing well, but he was also smiling and laughing at the surprise on everyone's faces. The most entertaining reaction, though, came from my mother-in-law. A silence swept through the room, grabbing everyone's focus, while Karen's face went pale, as if I had just stunned her. What are you saying? This can't be true, she cried out. Indeed, it's true, and to add, I happen to be the one with a high fertility rate, I revealed. Gasps and whispers rippled through the gathering, crafting a moment reminiscent of a cinematic scene. Hesitatingly, Karen turned to Grack. I'm at a loss for words. Why didn't you share this with me? Perhaps because I wasn't prepared. The subject of infertility is delicate, and I understand you wouldn't have wanted that if our roles were reversed, Grack clarified. Yet, airing my wife's private matters in front of everyone didn't sit well with me. I felt the need to set things straight. I'm truly sorry, Grack, Karen expressed regret. Save your apologies for Barbara, not me, Grack insisted. Taking the microphone from my hands, he started chanting, Apologize, over and over again. Gradually, the crowd joined in, urging Karen to apologize for her hurtful words. Despite the mounting pressure from family members, Karen stood firm, maintaining her disdain. I won't do it. She doesn't deserve an apology, even if I was mistaken about the fertility matter. Why didn't she just speak up? It's her fault for not clearing things earlier, and now she wants to publicly embarrass me. The crowd started to jeer at her as if she were a lousy musician giving a dreadful performance. Feeling humiliated in her own home, she hurried inside, trying to escape the harsh judgment unfolding. But that's not the end of the tale, folks. While the celebration continued, Karen remained holed up in her room. Despite numerous attempts by aunts and uncles to coax her out, she clung to her pride, leaving a bitter taste in everyone's mouths. Still, the rest of the family gathering was filled with different relatives, some close and some not so familiar, praising us for our courage. Some were happy that we confronted that woman, while others didn't fully grasp the extent of her negativity. The night ended with a feeling of unity, truly capturing the spirit of a happy family reunion. Despite the tiring drama, the following day brought a call from one of Grack's aunts. She let us know that the family had decided not to invite Karen to future gatherings until she apologized. They also recommended keeping some distance until she grew up and took responsibility. I completely endorsed that choice. I had no interest in enduring her hurtful comments once more. The family's decision didn't catch me off guard, given Karen's obstinate and unapologetic demeanor. However, It was startling to realize that our family was officially split because of her unwavering animosity towards me. Grack and I concluded it was time to move forward. We couldn't keep condoning Karen's harmful behavior. Safeguarding our mental well-being was crucial, especially as we aspired to establish our own family. Without any regrets or reservations, we bid Karen farewell. Through an email, we conveyed our sentiments, and Grack left her a voice message, expressing his desire for her presence in our new life, but with a firm stance against toxicity. As expected, she never replied, and until now, we've had no word from her. Evidently, her pride mattered more to her than the potential for a connection with future grandchildren. Goodbye to toxic relationships, as they say. We didn't want that negativity in our lives, and honestly, we were better off without her. Yet somewhere deep down, I couldn't shake a bit of sadness, particularly for Grack. After all, Karen is still his mother. I had envisioned a close bond in the future, but it seemed improbable. I'm unaware of Karen's current situation, and frankly, I'm not interested. What I do acknowledge is that I'll always remember that day, and I won't let anyone undermine my self-worth again.